Sample size 32 patients were enrolled, 13 were male and 19 were female, with a mean age of 60 plus or minus 11 approximate. Treatment allocation was conceived using the block randomization method. Subjects were included depending on the criteria: age above 18 years, either gender, medically diagnosed stable type 2 diabetes mellitus patients for at least 3 years duration, neuropathic pain commonly which occurs in the feet, in the sole of the foot, and it should be of a nerve trunk pain composing of whether pins and needles, tingling, numbness, with this kind of pulling pain, all these descriptors, not of burning or with sensory deficits. And plus this symptom should be reproduced on the neurodynamic test. When you do the tibial nerve neurodynamic test, it should reproduce the symptom, mechanism sensitivity of the peripheral nerve. And when you do the structural differentiation, adding a distant component, it should alter with the symptoms. Excluded patients were either having unstable hypertension, they were either having a central pain mechanism with dysesthetic pain, which might be burning pain, chronic pain behaviors like catastrophizing, illness behavior, fear avoidance as biopsychosocial identifiers during the clinical assessment, and worsening neurological deficits. In the past history, if they are telling recent history, 3 weeks, they have been having a worsening neurological deficit, they have also been excluded. Control group received the standard care comprising of glycemic control, palliative care, diet and exercise prescription, yoga and pranayama, which is regularly been administered in the primary health center, comprising of the treatment 45 minutes duration, once per week, supervised, and it is given for 6 weeks. Home program was ensured for compliance using the patient's log. Experimental group received standard care plus tibial nerve neurodynamic mobilization, comprising of tibial nerve massage, tibial nerve sliders, tibial nerve tensioners. The sliders was again repeated after the tensioner techniques, comprising of 55 minutes, and it was also given once per week under supervision, and 6 weeks. Home program self-mobilization. The patient was instructed to do the active nerve mobilization exercises. Tibial nerve massage, longitudinal massage, given in the direction distal to proximal. Transverse massage given in a direction which is from medial to lateral, which is emphasizing predominantly anterior direction movement of the tibial nerve, the gliding. Longitudinal massage, to show you the video. Okay, we start from proximally and then we try to do the massage from middle and then towards the distal. Drain the proximal area first, then the next one. Transverse massage. You can compare both the techniques actually. The direction is along the length of the leg. Here the direction is perpendicular to the long axis of the leg, which is given transversely. Neurodynamic mobilization comprising of sliders, starting from a position of plantar flexion inversion of the ankle to dorsiflexion and eversion of the ankle, but the knee in extension in the beginning and knee in the flex position in the end. So we start from knee extension, ankle plantar flexion inversion to knee flexion, ankle eversion and dorsiflexion. That is the slider technique. Whereas the tensioner one starts with knee flexion and ankle plantar flexion inversion to knee extension and ankle dorsiflexion eversion. It was a two-ended sliders and two-ended tensioners. Tibial nerve sliders and tensioners. In the video, see that during flexion, dorsiflexion and eversion. During extension, it is plantar flexion inversion. That is on the left side. On the right you can see dorsiflexion eversion plus the knee extension and then SLR, the tensioner. This is the consort flow chart of our study, the number contacted to the number analyzed. Okay, the excluded subjects were 21 in number. Just a minute. Yeah, excluded subjects were 21 in number. Finally, we achieved 16 per group after the block randomization. Outcomes were assessed, that is the vibration perception threshold, assessed using the biophysical meter, neurodynamic test range of motion, neuropathic pain questionnaire and the neuropathic specific quality of life. These are the equipments, the sites of assessment, Pro-placement. Neuropathic pain questionnaire, 12-item questionnaire, like a visual analog scale for various descriptors of the pain. Neuropathic specific quality of life questionnaire. Data were analyzed using the student's status because it was pre and post measurement for all the 4 variables. Results, both the groups showed improvement, but the additional improvement was in favor of the experimental group, where the addition of the neurodynamic mobilization to the standard care. You can see that results for the neuropathic pain questionnaire also and for the neuropathic specific quality of life. You can see the difference. These are the confidence interval values, the mean difference between the groups for the variables. The most important significance of the study is the first time of its kind, okay, in neurodynamics relating the peripheral neuropathic pain in diabetes mellitus. And the study was internally valid because of the randomization and the blinding of the observer. However, we could not blind the therapist or the patients. The external validity of the study is applicable for patients with a similar inclusion criteria, okay, where you have mechanosensitivity with structural differentiation being positive when it is a peripheral nerve or nerve trunk pain symptoms. Clinical reasoning, which was the more important in choosing the inclusion criteria, might have influenced the results. Further studies are indicated for long-term follow-up because it is only 6 weeks and different dosage prescriptions because we had once in a week because we go for the camp in that area.
Last 1 minute.
So I conclude by saying that the combined treatment was better than the individual standard care treatment in the neuropathic pain treatment in the diabetes mellitus patients. I thank these authors for their wonderful references, and this is just a message for all of you which I feel I found useful when I was reading them. I just wanted to share with all of you. Okay. Okay. This is most important, which I found here. My own teachers, including Dr. Arumaya sir, my own inspiration Savita Ravindra ma'am, everyone was here. They were all for inspiring every one of us. Remember that we have all come together for a beginning. We have to keep together and we have to work together. That is most important. The international with the Indian physios. Okay? We need to upgrade the profession throughout the world and also especially in India. So these were my pleasant memories for which I should thank the organizers for providing such a wonderful conference. And it was a great experience. Hope all of you will be sharing the similar thoughts. Okay? And thank you all so much. Thank you all. Thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Is there any question from the audience?
I will welcome definitely questions. Yeah.
I would like to know on what basis did you perform the dosage of treatment in acute and subacute stages? Thank you very much.
There was a huge controversy which is going in the letters to the editor in the journal Manual Therapy currently also, because difference between acute and chronic neuropathic pain. But what Michael Sheklock, if he was here, what he was telling was structural differentiation, as long as it is there, it indicates a peripheral component of the neuropathic pain. And as long as this neurodynamic test is showing mechanosensitivity as positive, then definitely you can go ahead with the neurodynamic mobilization. We did not find any difference with the duration of the neuropathic pain. All the patients had an average duration of 3 years plus or minus 2. So everybody was above the 3 years duration ideally, and they were excluded from the chronic pain behaviors. So it was predominantly not acute because the pain is itself, they go for palliative care, they go for all other managements, and they come always as a chronic. Okay, the tendency for more chronic presentation is more common in the clinic.
To advocate mobilization if the neuropathy has resulted even in
This is about motor deficits. Okay, that is the sensory deficit and the motor deficit, and it's a negative neurological sign. It's a negative nerve trend sign which is excluded. Plus, if they have a total paralysis, definitely excluded. If they have sensory weakness, sensory like they have a deficit, then the history, past 3 weeks, they should not be having any worsening of the sensation. So they were checked for vibration thresholds prior to the study. So if they had a worsening on the vibration thresholds, then they were not recruited into the study.
Last question.
Question was control group whether they improved or not. Okay, they had improvement. Both the groups had improvement. Control group treatments, clinically, as clinical research ethics tells, we should give the traditional or the standard care, whatever that is being given regularly. So we chose to give the same thing for the clinical group.
Ma'am, you can contact him later on after the session because we have to invite the next speaker. And before I invite the next speaker, there is an announcement. This scientific session has been sponsored by Mr. Deepak Kumar, and the trophy for the same would be awarded immediately after this session. So all the speakers and audience are requested to sit back. Thank you. Thank you, Sajjan Kumar.